Hello, beautiful people. Hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Rachel, and in this video, I would love to share with you the Wim Hof breathing technique. So this is becoming a very, very popular breathwork modality. You may have heard of it. You may have heard of Wim Hof, the Iceman, famous for using this breathwork to gain more control over the nervous system. So when the body naturally wants to go into flight or flight mode, learning how to use the breath, learning how to use the Wim Hof Method can help support us in creating more rest and relaxation so that the body doesn't go into shock in intense cold or extreme conditions. So that's where Wim Hof uses this technique. I personally just like to use it as a daily practice to help create more alignment and just to feel more centered. It helps me to get out of my mind and into my heart. It helps me to stop overthinking, overanalyzing. It helps to bring me back into energy, back online, back more awake if I'm feeling tired or stagnant or low on energy after a long day. And on the other hand, if you're feeling a bit too frantic or frazzled, this breath work can help to neutralize you and bring you back into a more stable, calm space. So wherever you're feeling, this breathwork tool can be really an absolutely awesome tool to use to help neutralize your energy and to help just bring you back into a good feeling state. For those of you who don't love meditation, as in sitting in stillness, this is a form of active meditation. So this is also a great tool to replace a typical sitting meditation. You're still going to get that sense of not thinking, letting the brain kind of slow down, turn off, and we'll be focusing on the breath. So it'll take us out of a thinking state and into a more of a feeling state. So, the breath work, here we go. So the Wim Hof Method has 3 parts. The first part is where we will be deeply inhaling through the mouth and then releasing. And we'll do 30 to 35 rounds of this breathing. So we'll pull the air in deeply from our mouths, and then the exhale is just to release. And then we come right back in with another inhale, the emphasis being on the inhale. What we're trying to do here is fill our bodies with oxygen, to fill our bodies with prana, so that it can flush through the system, it can cleanse us from the inside out, releasing blockages, limiting thoughts, physical pain, all sorts of things that we want to let go of. So using the breath to kind of fill us and flush us. That's part 1. The second part is breath retention. So after we do 35 rounds of this breathing and we feel nice and full of air, then we will let all the air out. Once there's no air inside of you, you hold the breath out. We hold in this state of no breath. We feel what it's like to not have any breath in the body. We feel what it's like to have this emptiness. And you might sense this sense of calmness wash over your body, this sense of stillness and of peace. And this is where you really just sit and allow. You allow your body to feel empty. You allow yourself, your lungs, to feel empty. Try to let your thoughts, your mind, stay empty as well. And hold it as long as you can. It might be 30 seconds, it might be 40, but it might be closer to a minute. It might be closer to a minute and a half. If we really pump the air in during the first part, the breathing part, the part, then we can hold our breath for so much longer than you would think, because the body already has more than enough oxygen. So I invite you to really sit with no breath as long as you can, And then when you feel that you need to breathe, wait just a little bit longer, because you might not actually have to. And then once you really, really need to breathe and you feel like, oh, that's what it's like to need to breathe, to take a breath. Then, part 3, you'll take a deep, full breath in. This time, hold the breath in. So in the last part, we hold the breath in, let it come up to the head, let it fill the body, feel what it's like to be full, to be completely full of air. You might start to get a little tingly, you might get a little lightheaded. Just let that be, count to 10, and then let it go. And that's one round of Wim Hof breathing. So to recap, we're going to do 35 breaths. Like that. Round 2, so that's part 1, 35 breaths. The second part is exhale all the air out, hold the air out. No breath. Hold the breath as long as you can without any breath. When you do need to breathe, we go into part 3. You inhale completely and you hold the breath at the top. Hold the breath in. Then count to 10 and let it all go. After we let it all go and we're done with a round, I invite you to sit with your eyes closed and to just feel any sensations, feel any tingling moving through the body, and then we'll come back. So, So, some things to note while we're doing the breathing: you might get slightly lightheaded, you might feel sensations moving through the body. If you need to lie down, you can do this breath work while lying down. You can do it seated in a chair. I've got a wall behind me, so I can lean. But perfectly upright is fine too. If you've listened to the body, if you need to take a break, if you need to stop breathing at any moment and just let the breath return to normal, that's fine too. And notice that during the first part, when we're doing the breathing, if you and I get on a different rhythm, that's okay. Just keep breathing. Keep holding the air in deep and then just releasing. Pull the air in deep and release. Let every breath be connected to the next without pause. Okay? So, finding a comfortable position. One round usually takes about 3 or 4 minutes. So here we go. You can have your eyes open or closed. I like to close mine. So let's begin breathing deeply for 35 rounds, pulling the air in. Ten more. Let's go. Last one, pull the air in completely. And let the air out all the way. Hold the breath out without breathing, as long as you can. Once you're finished, just sit in meditation. Feel the tingling moving through the body. The heart beating a little faster. The blood pumping through the body. Sensing the clarity and the stillness and the quiet that has taken over the mind. And when you're ready, begin to open the eyes. I hope that went well for you. The first few times you try this breath work, it can be a bit confusing on what to do next, remembering the steps. But the more you practice, the more you'll become really comfortable with it, and it'll become really easy for you to flow and do this yourself. So one round is powerful in itself. Even just doing one round can really support you to find alignment again and to find center. Wim Hof, the creator of this method, would suggest you do 3 rounds right in a row. So again, to reiterate, what one round is 30 to 35 breaths at your own pace. Then you let out all the breath, exhale, and hold the breath out. That's part 2. As long as you can. It might be different every time. As long as you can until you really need to breathe. And then when you do need to breathe, then you take a deep breath in. This is part 3. You hold the breath in at the top. Feel yourself tighten. Feel yourself filled with air. Count to 10. And then let it go. And that's one round. You can sit for a few moments of stillness after you're done with the round, and then do it again. Breathe again, 30 rounds. And do 3 total rounds of this. That's a great 15-minute active meditation if you do it that way. And again, this is great for helping to recenter, helping to realign, giving yourself more energy. If you're feeling too energized or frantic, it can also help to ground you and help bring you back into the body. So if you want to learn more, if you want to practice together more, I would love that. Please feel free to reach out to me at any time with any questions regarding breath work. I love to utilize breathwork and coaching tools to support people with manifesting and creating whatever it is they desire. So if that's something that intrigues you or something you're curious about, please feel free to reach out to me, or even just to begin a conversation. Until next time, happy breathing. I wish you a beautiful day or evening. Sending you my love. Namaste. Thank you for breathing with me today. See you soon.